Hello and welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes tier list video. First of all, happy Halloween. Yes, this will be a rather short tier list video because the faction we'll be covering will aptly be, well, the Nightsisters. Even though the faction isn't very big, and I know Tom and Monkey are like, why are you making a list video for them? I want to, okay? Fight me. I wanted to make a tier list video for them, and it's not going to take very long, so we'll see how long it actually takes me to get through all of them. So, it's just me by myself, so take everything with a massive heaping tablespoon of salt. We'll start off with Asajj. Asajj, through the years, has been through the ringer with buffs, debuffs, and all sorts of shenanigans. She has an Omni, finally, which is neat. However, the thing is, when Merrin came out, the Asajj Army kind of... Well, once Merrin came out, the Asajj Army really became kind of a redundancy because Merrin's Zetas do most of the job that Asajj's stuff does. But I mean, her Army is still ridiculously good if you pair it with her... If you pair her Army with Merrin's Army and you throw it under Talzin lead with Daka and, you know, Zombie, and you've got a potent team. But the thing is... yeah, I mean, like, Asajj, once she gets ramping, though, she does have a lot of damage. And I know this whole video will make White Horse mad, but, where I want to put her will probably be in, like, Chromium, because she is very good, don't get me wrong. It takes time for her to really get ramped up, start doing the damage and all that. It's just, until then, she's a bit of a nuisance with the cleansing and the AoE spamming, so it can be a problem. It's just compared to some others, I don't know if she would really rank higher. Maybe she'll get moved later on, I'm not entirely sure. Now for the next couple, we'll do the two chuckles here. The Nightsister, I'm after reading .gg while I'm doing this, Acolyte and Nightsister Initiate. These two are so confusing, I get them confused even trying to get their names properly read off. So I know the Acolyte is a stupid stealth one that can just blitz you on Dathomir in the territory battle, and that's annoying. However, outside of it, she's not the best, so she's going straight in Carbonite. Now for the Initiate, same story. They can do lots of single hit damage, so she's going straight into Carbonite. If these two were a little better, maybe had a little bit more, I don't know, some sort of... If they had a little bit something more than what they have, they'd be above Carbonite. But the problem is, you don't really get a lot of bang for your buck out of them. And it's just very... they're just very annoying in territory battle, but that's about it. So, yeah. Also, I don't know why, if in the video I look dark. It's just because OBS is being stupid. Okay, there we go. Maybe it'll keep me somewhat lit up there. Alright, next up, Nightsister Spirit. Whenever she was released, she was annoying because she had a lot of high damage output, just like single target damage output. And she is annoying because she does have a way of getting foresight constantly. However, she is rather flimsy and she can be dealt with rather simply. So I'm gonna put her in Bronzium because she is better than the other two, and like the Initiate and Acolyte. It's just the way not Zombie, but Spirit is set up now. It's just very... The times have bypassed her and it hurts, but it is what it is. Maybe these three will get some sort of update or Omni or something, or rework eventually. Who knows? Probably not. Maybe we'll see something Morgan Elsbeth whenever she comes out. Who knows when that'll be, but maybe. We'll see. Until then, yeah, the Spirit can stay in Bronzium just because, yes, she does have good damage output on a single target like these two other ones, but the problem is, outside of being a nuisance with the Foresight spam, she is rather easily dealt with. While I'm sitting here thinking about it, I'm going to move Asajj up to Erodium real quick just because I feel like she's better off there considering the last couple ones we have to go through, and it really would just be a travesty to leave her in Chromium. Because even though her Ami and Zetas have kind of become a little dated, they're still very good. But anyways, Talia, I'm gonna put her in Chromium, just because she has more usage than the bottom three, and that's why it will be the dividing factor between these and everyone else. That's still the other four we still have to go through. So Talia is your make or break, along with Merrin, in the Secrets and Shadows event, because she helps cleanse the debuffs if she survives the AoE from Sidious on the wave 4, but that's besides the point. And that cleanse is very pertinent on if you make it through the wave or if you don't. I mean, the other problem is you have to survive the AoE, like I said, but yeah, that's all I really can talk about with Talia is the cleanse, and that cleanse is like her biggest focal point for the team. So, and that's all really I can think about, and I'm just repeating myself. So we're just gonna move straight on to someone else. We'll go with Daka. Daka has a rather interesting leadership ability. She's one of the 3 Nightsisters that have a leadership ability. That being, Daka herself, Talzin, and Asajj. But Daka's is a rather potent one because she gives 50% health and defense to Nightsister allies. So if you're not running her with, under a Talzin lead or with anyone else, like you can run her in 3s with some oddball Nightsister team. But the biggest thing with Daka is her revive mechanic. I mean, I know Merrin has a built-in one sort of as well in her specials, but Daka was the OG, and that revive also does the entire team. It can do... Okay, I mean, the problem is it's a... no, it just says revive random defeated Nightsister ally 1%. At 1 health with 35% chance doubled. Okay, so actually it's a 70% chance to revive a Nightsister ally. So it is a beneficial heal. And even though she has been she can be kind of shut down pretty easily if you can get through her, if you can get through Zombie and get to her. But the thing is, Daka's heal is pertinent for spamming the Nightsister team, because between her revives and healing, and then Merrin's Ami and all that fun stuff, you're really kind of just you're battling the clock with this team is the biggest thing. Because with the plagues, which we'll get to in a second with Talzin, you're just really fighting here. And speaking of Talzin, Talzin, I'm going to put right in front of Asajj here in Erodium. So, Talzin's lead is what makes the entire Nightsister team tick with the plagues, obviously. And, you start spamming it, they start doing specials, you start spreading plague like crazy, you get additional speed and potency, and you get, TM whenever a enemy resists a detrimental effect, like debuffs and all that fun stuff. So, and also the fact that whenever she attacks in a Nightsister, if Merrin hasn't revived him already, or if Daka hasn't already revived him, she has a chance to, she'll call a dead Nightsister ally to assist, and if they kill the person, then they're revived. So, win-win, right? It's just, it's like the whole thing with this faction. If you throw gas at it, it's basically just foobar, like this entire video is just like, oh, just kill him with gas, and there you go. You don't have to worry about it anymore. But the thing is, it's a fun faction, and there's not a lot I can really say against it, because even though it is an annoying faction to deal with, it is quite a lot of fun to have the plague just start spreading like crazy. And it's also a great way of dealing with the new Zori teams that a lot more people will be working up, because now the Lightspeed bundle is out, and yeah, you can just spend however much on that and get the Resistance faction minus Zori worked on, and boom, there you go. Voila. But that's neither here or there. So, yeah, I mean, with, I don't know, I can maybe justify moving Talzin up to Kyber, because her leadership is what makes the entire team tick. And Also, the fact that her unique spreads more plagues every time an enemy starts a turn. If they're plagued, then they spread it to another ally on their team. So I'll put her in Kyber. If anyone wants to argue with me, you can do that in the comments below. And yeah, well, we got 2 people left, and like I said, this will be a short video, but we're gonna leave Merrin for last. Nightsister Zombie has been a whirlwind of up and down buffs, debuffs, and all that stuff. So whenever Zombie first came out, the idea was to run a paper zombie, which is not to have her high geared, and that way she can just die and keep spamming plague across the enemy team. The problem is whenever CG caught wind of that, they're like, no, we can't have that fun. You guys can't have fun. So they did a couple things. First, they changed Endless Horde to the fact that she'll be losing 50% speed, stacking, and then, you know, I think if she's defeated at minus 100% speed, then she's dead. So there's that. But then they made a change to Undying Sacrifice to where they changed it all to because they didn't like the fact that we were running super low gear Nightsister Zombie to cheese teams was the problem. And so they changed Endless Horde and Undying Sacrifice to where you'd be constantly getting you'd be losing more and more speed, which negatively affects your zombie, but it also makes the problem of you won't be able to get taunts on yourself. So that kind of defeats the purpose of having a tank on your team if she can't taunt. And that kind of circles back around to the fact that you need to have her taunting to keep your team alive while you're spamming plague. So I'm going to put her just below Daka in terms of usage, just because even though the way the zombie is now, she's not as great as she was back whenever she was first introduced with Spirit. It's still a good tank. It's just CG, like I said, didn't like the fact that we were just cheesing things with Paper Zombie, and they made, I can't remember what was first. I don't remember if it was Endless Horde or Undying Sacrifice that was first, but whenever they made a change, they added one or the other, and then it made Zombie kind of worse off. But if you have her modded well, then that won't really be a problem for you now, will it? So the final character will be Merrin, and let's put Merrin at the very top, because even though Merrin's been around the shortest amount of time for the entire faction, before she came out, this faction was kind of seeing it was about to see the door. It was about to be kicked out of viability in terms of GAC, and that's kind of a bit of a problem with this game if you don't have viability in GAC. But Merrin, holy crap, she turned this team around and made it a living nightmare. Because with... I mean, here's the thing. The Ami on the last of the Nightsisters is great, just because at the start of her turn, she inflicts one stack of plague on all enemies for 3 turns. Okay, that's great. And then the fact that, you know, she has an instant defeat immunity whenever a Nightsister ally is revived is ridiculous. And then there's a 20% chance plus 10% per Relic Campfire, maxing out at 100% to inflict all enemies with 1 stack of plague for 3 turns at the end of the turn is ridiculous. And then that doesn't even go into the fact that she has the Shadow Strike, which, you know, gives her magic stealth to where she can't be targeted and all that fun stuff, and then she will revive someone once another ally takes damage, and then, you know, boom, another ally back at 50% health. And it's just all of like Merrin's stuff really culminated in making the Nightsister team what it is right now, which is a nightmare if you don't want to throw gas at it, and if you do, then, you know, whatever, you kill the team, you overkill the team. But like with Merrin, like I said, the team has been re-elevated to a good status of where it is, and then the Datacron just a while back helped that team go really bonkers for a while. So it is what it is. Those are my thoughts on Nightsister faction. I might not be the best person to be really be looking for answers on this faction, but I just wanted to put out like a short, kind of shortish video on another faction from the game, and I figured the Nightsisters would be the best one for Halloween, just because I've already done the Sith. And yeah, I'm gonna leave it here. If y'all enjoyed, first of all, I hope you have a good Halloween and a good rest of your day, and thank you guys for watching. And let me know in the comments below if y'all disagree or agree with where I put them, if I should move them, or tell me I'm an idiot. And yeah, let me know in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys later on. I hope you have a good rest of your day.